Hello and welcome, my name is Evan Butson and this is a Premiere Pro CS5 quick tip. For those of you who've used Adobe Premiere for a few versions now, you might remember back in CS3 there was a separate little application that came with the Windows version of Production Premium and Master Collection called Ultra, or the Ultra Keyer. This was one of two applications that Adobe purchased when they purchased a company known as Cirrus Magic, the other one being DV Rack, which has become On Location. Now the Ultra Keyer was a great little utility for keying DV footage very quickly. With CS4, Ultra went away and quite a few people sort of missed it sorely. But the reason is because Adobe have been working very hard at integrating the Ultra Keyer directly into Adobe Premiere. Now, I think it's fair to say that the chroma keyer in Premiere recently, or in any previous version of Premiere, has not been great. It's not really been a keyer that you could use on production level jobs and get a good result. A lot of people really would just pretty much have to go to either a third-party keyer or using Adobe After Effects and using the Keylight plugin. However, for instance, you may have purchased only Premiere, not the Production Premium bundle, and then you really do need a strong keyer within Adobe Premiere. In conjunction with the Mercury playback engine, which has been added into Premiere CS5, the Ultra Keyer really now gives you a good way of being able to pull keys off DV material very quickly, very fast. And it doesn't have to be specifically DV material, but you do get a very good result from the sort of the lowest common denominator, which would be DV. I'm just going to go ahead and drag a couple of shots in here. It's just some standard definition DV material that was shot. I'm just going to use the quick utility to make a new timeline. And I've got a background here, a nice little CG background. And so there we have my piece of material. And I've got a couple of things going on here. I've got some lights, I've got a boom mic here, people holding the lines that the actors are supposed to be able to say, and so I've got some issues I'm going to need to clean up as well. First things first though, I'm going to go ahead and find my Ultra Keyer. I've already got a quick search in here for the Ultra Keyer, and you can see here that the Ultra Keyer has the little icon for accelerated effect. What that means is if you are using either a Quadro 4800 or a GeForce GTX 285, this is a hardware accelerated effect, which means especially if you're doing a high def key from high def material using the Ultra Keyer, you will still get real-time playback from this keyer on a standard system. I'm running this on a MacBook Pro, a 13-inch, however, so pretty much the lowliest laptop you can run CS5 on. However, I'm still going to get real-time playback with Ultra because of the Mercury playback engine. I'm going to drag and drop that keyer onto my clip here, and let's go ahead and do a very quick select of color, and there's my key. Not too bad. It looks fairly good on the screen here. If I was to, however, pull up my alpha channel, you can see I've got a fair bit of problems to deal with here. This isn't really a keying lesson, as it were, so I won't go through too much detail about how to create a perfect key, but I do know with this particular clip, if I dial the pedestal down, I generally get a fairly good result pretty quickly, like so. Turn back to my composite view. Excellent. I'm now going to have to deal with the fact that I've got my crew still in shot, so I'm going to use the garbage matte. And if I could spell garbage matte, that would also really help. Once again, you can see the garbage matte is an accelerated effect. You can see also that it is both a 32-bit effect and a YUV effect as well. I'm just going to use the 8-point garbage matte, like so. Click on that. That should be more than adequate. It's going to go back to, let's say, 25%, so I can see the outer boundary of my garbage matte. And there's my garbage matte there. I can just drag these handles in to get rid of my offending crew, as it were. Excellent. Now you see, because on my laptop I'm running a fairly small screen, I've got my playback resolution set to half. Even though I've got a red line, because of the Mercury playback engine, I can press play, and this is playing back in real time. And if I can go and set this to 100%, you can see there's the motion there of the person talking. Unfortunately, this is not a perfect clip to show motion because there's not a lot going on there. But at 50%, I can very quickly see, and as soon as I press pause, it then locks in at 100%. So if I go and scale up there, you'll see that's my DV material. As soon as I press play though, you get that nice little pixelatedness because it's running at half or 50%. But still, the fact that I can actually play back a chroma key with a garbage matte in real time off a fairly lowly laptop means that in terms of editing, I can really get a very good idea of my key without even having to render my clip. So that's the Ultra Keyer, and also making use of the Mercury playback engine. So hopefully you found that useful. Definitely keep an eye on my website. I will definitely have a lot more of these quick tips for CS5, as well as I will also have links for my upcoming Adobe Connect sessions for running through all the new features of Adobe CS5 in a little bit more detail. Thank you very much.